Hello, friends. Welcome back to Listen Easy English. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today, we are going to talk about an incredible man who lived more than 200 years ago. His name is Benjamin Franklin. He was a writer, a scientist, an inventor, and a leader. But he started his life as a poor boy who loved to read. Benjamin Franklin played a significant role in creating a new country called the United States of America. He also discovered important things about lightning and electricity. His life is full of adventures, lessons, and achievements. Let's embark on this journey together and learn about his fascinating life. Benjamin Franklin was born on the 17th of January, 1706, in Boston, Massachusetts. Boston was a bustling city by the ocean. At that time, America was not a free country. It was ruled by England. Benjamin lived in a small house with his family. His father, Josiah Franklin, made soap and candles to sell. His mother was named Abiah Franklin. Benjamin was the 15th child in his family. Can you imagine having 14 brothers and sisters living in the same house? The Franklin family was not rich. They worked hard to make a living, but they did not have much money. Because of this, Benjamin could not go to school for a long time. He only had the chance to attend school for 2 years. When he was 8 years old, his father needed him to work, so he had to stop going to school. This made Benjamin sad because he loved to learn. He was a smart boy who wanted to know more about the world. But he did not let this stop him. He continued to read every book he could find. He borrowed books from his friends and neighbors. Sometimes he stayed up late at night reading by candlelight. Books became his teachers, and they opened his mind to new ideas and ways of thinking. When Benjamin was 12 years old, his father sent him to work with his older brother, James Franklin. James owned a printing shop in Boston. In a printing shop, they made newspapers, books, and pamphlets. Benjamin learned how to use the big printing machines. He learned how to put letters together to make words on paper. Even though the work was hard, Benjamin was happy. He was now close to books and words every day. He could read the newspapers that came through the shop. He learned about different ideas and news from many places. However, James and Benjamin did not get along very well. James was the boss, and sometimes he treated Benjamin badly. Benjamin wanted to learn more and have his own freedom. He wanted to be his own person. So when he turned 17, he made a brave decision. He decided to run away from home. Running away was dangerous. It was against the law to leave your work contract. But Benjamin was determined. He sold some of his books to get money and left Boston secretly. He traveled to New York City first, but he could not find work there. After a short while, he decided to go to Philadelphia, which was a city far away from Boston. The journey was long and difficult. Benjamin walked many miles. He had very little money and was hungry and tired. He wore old, dirty clothes and had almost nothing to eat. When he finally arrived in Philadelphia, he felt exhausted and alone, but he did not give up. On his first morning in Philadelphia, he bought 3 large rolls of bread with his last bit of money. He walked through the streets, eating 1 roll and carrying the other 2 under his arms. He must have looked funny. A young woman saw him and laughed at his unusual appearance. This young woman was Deborah Reed, who would later become his wife. This was the beginning of Benjamin's new life. In Philadelphia, Benjamin found work at a printing shop. He worked very hard. He was skilled and smart, and people began to notice his good work. The governor of Pennsylvania heard about Benjamin and suggested that he should open his own printing shop. The governor promised to help him. At just 18 years old, Benjamin was excited about this opportunity. The governor advised him to go to London to buy printing equipment. London was the big city in England, so Benjamin got on a ship and sailed across the ocean. However, when he arrived in London, something terrible happened. The governor had lied to him. He did not send the money he promised to support Benjamin. Now, Benjamin was alone in London, with no money and no help. This was a hard lesson for the young man. He learned that not everyone keeps their promises. But instead of feeling sorry for himself, he found work at printing shops in London. He stayed there for almost 2 years, learning new skills, reading many books, and making friends with other thinkers and writers. In 1726, after spending time in London, Benjamin returned to Philadelphia. He was older now and had gained valuable experience. He worked hard and saved his money. By 1728, when he was just 22 years old, Benjamin opened his own printing shop. He printed newspapers, books, and pamphlets. His business grew slowly but steadily. In 1730, Benjamin married Deborah Reed, the same young woman who had laughed at him on his first day in Philadelphia. They built a life together and had children. Benjamin's printing business became very successful. He started his own newspaper called the Pennsylvania Gazette. This newspaper quickly became one of the most popular in America. Benjamin was a good writer. He wrote articles that were interesting and easy to understand. People loved his newspaper. Benjamin also created something called Poor Richard's Almanac. An almanac is a book that comes out every year. It has calendars, weather predictions, and advice. Benjamin filled his almanac with wise sayings and jokes. Some famous sayings from Poor Richard include, "Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. A penny saved is a penny earned." These simple ideas helped people think about how to live better lives. Franklin's humor and wisdom made his almanac very popular. But Benjamin Franklin was not just a printer and a writer. He was also very interested in science. He was curious about everything in the world. He asked questions and did experiments. One of his most famous experiments was about lightning. In the 1750s, people did not understand lightning. They did not know what it was or why it happened. Benjamin Franklin had an idea. He thought that lightning might be a form of electricity. At that time, electricity was something new that scientists were just beginning to study. In 1752, Benjamin decided to conduct a dangerous experiment. He flew a kite during a thunderstorm. He attached a metal key to the kite string. When lightning came near, electricity traveled down the wet string to the key. Benjamin felt the electric shock. He proved that lightning is electricity. This was an amazing discovery, but it was also very dangerous. Benjamin could have died because of this experiment. However, it changed science forever. People around the world heard about Benjamin Franklin's discovery, and he became famous as a scientist. Benjamin used his knowledge about electricity to invent something important, the lightning rod. A lightning rod is a metal rod that you put on top of a building. When lightning strikes, it hits the rod instead of the building. The electricity goes safely into the ground, helping to prevent fires. This invention saved many buildings from burning down. Interestingly, Benjamin did not patent his invention. This means he did not make money from it. He wanted everyone to use it freely because he believed that knowledge should help all people. Benjamin Franklin invented many other things too. He invented bifocal glasses, which help people see both near and far. He invented the Franklin stove, which heated homes better than regular fireplaces. He even invented swim fins to help people swim faster. He was always thinking and creating, trying to improve life for everyone. His inventions showed his desire to help others and make the world a better place. Benjamin Franklin also cared deeply about his community. He believed people should work together to make their city better. In Philadelphia, he helped start the first public library in America. Before this library, only rich people could own books. Now, everyone could borrow books and read them. He also helped start the first fire department in Philadelphia. This was important because fires were common in those days. Benjamin wanted to ensure that people were safe and that their homes did not burn down. Additionally, he helped start a hospital to care for sick people. He also started a school that later became the University of Pennsylvania. All of these efforts made Philadelphia a better place to live. As Benjamin grew older, he became involved in politics. Politics is how a country is governed and led. At this time, America was still ruled by England. However, many Americans were unhappy about this situation. England made laws that Americans did not like, and they imposed high taxes. Americans had no voice in the English government, which did not seem fair. Benjamin Franklin began to speak up for American rights. He believed that Americans deserved the same rights as English citizens. In the 1760s and 1770s, the relationship between America and England got worse. England kept making stricter rules, and Americans became angrier. Some Americans wanted to break free from England completely. They wanted independence. Benjamin Franklin was sent to England as a diplomat. A diplomat is someone who represents their country in another country. Benjamin tried to make peace and explain American feelings to the English government. But the English leaders would not listen. They did not understand the frustrations of the American people. Finally, in 1775, Benjamin Franklin returned to America. He was almost 70 years old. Most people at that age would rest and stay home, but not Benjamin Franklin. He believed in the American cause. He believed Americans should be free, so he joined the fight for independence. In 1776, Benjamin Franklin helped write the Declaration of Independence. This important document declared that America was no longer part of England. It stated that America was a free and independent country. Franklin signed this historic document, risking his life. If America lost the war, he could be killed for treason. America needed help to win the war against England. Benjamin Franklin went to France, which was a powerful country in Europe. He asked France to help America. This was not easy. Benjamin was now over 70 years old, but he sailed across the ocean again. He lived in France for many years, talking to French leaders and explaining why America deserved freedom. The French people loved Benjamin Franklin. They thought he was wise and charming. They admired his scientific work and loved his simple, honest manner. Finally, France agreed to help America. French ships, soldiers, and money came to support the American cause. This help was very important and helped America win the war. In 1783, the war ended, and America was officially independent. Benjamin Franklin helped write the peace treaty with England and was one of the signers. After 9 years in France, Benjamin returned home to Philadelphia. He was now 79 years old. Even in his final years, Benjamin Franklin continued to serve his country. He helped write the United States Constitution, which is the main set of laws for America. The Constitution explains how the government should work and protects people's rights. Benjamin was the oldest person at the Constitutional Convention. At 81 years old, Many younger men respected his wisdom and experience. They listened to his advice, and his contributions helped create a government that would last for centuries. Benjamin Franklin died on the 17th of April, 1790, at the age of 84. He died peacefully in his home in Philadelphia. Thousands of people came to his funeral to honor this great man. People in America mourned his loss, as did people in France and around the world. Benjamin Franklin had touched so many lives. He helped birth a nation, advanced science, and improved his community. He showed the world what one curious, hard-working person could achieve. His life is an inspiration to us all. What can we learn from Benjamin Franklin's life? 1. Education is lifelong. First, we learn that education is not just about school. Benjamin went to school for only 2 years, but he never stopped learning. He read books all his life, asked questions, and experimented. He learned from smart people and taught himself. This shows us that we can always learn, no matter our circumstances. 2. Practical wisdom. Second, Franklin showed us the power of practical wisdom. He didn't just think about ideas, he used them to help people. He invented things to make life better and started organizations that served the community. He believed knowledge should be useful and shared. He never kept his inventions secret to make money. He wanted everyone to benefit. 3. Service to others. Third, Benjamin Franklin taught us about service to others. He spent decades serving his community and country. Even when he was old and tired, he continued to work for the greater good. He could have retired and rested, but he believed in causes bigger than himself. He sacrificed his comfort for freedom and progress. 4. Making a difference. Fourth, Franklin showed us that one person can make a difference. He came from a poor family with little formal education, but he changed the world. He helped create a nation, advanced human knowledge, and improved countless lives. He proved that your beginnings do not determine your ending. Your choices, effort, and character matter most. 5. Curiosity and innovation. Finally, Franklin's life teaches us the importance of curiosity and innovation. He was always asking questions and seeking new knowledge. He did not shy away from trying new things, even if they were risky. This spirit of curiosity led to many of his great inventions and discoveries. And so, my friends, this is the story of Benjamin Franklin. A boy who loved books became a man who changed the world. He was a printer, a writer, a scientist, an inventor, a diplomat, and a founding father. He lived a life of curiosity, service, and wisdom. His ideas still influence us today. When we use electricity safely, we can thank Benjamin Franklin. When we borrow books from libraries, we can thank him. When we read wise sayings about working hard and being honest, we often hear his voice. More than 200 years have passed since Benjamin Franklin died, but his legacy lives on. He reminds us to stay curious, work hard, help others, and believe in ourselves. He shows us that great achievements come from small daily choices, reading one book at a time, asking one question at a time, helping one person at a time, and doing one good deed at a time. This is how Benjamin Franklin built an extraordinary life. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Benjamin Franklin's life. I hope his story inspires you to learn, question, and make a difference in your own way. If you found this story helpful for learning English, please give it a like. It helps other learners find these stories too. And if you would like to hear more calm, simple English stories about amazing people and events from history, please subscribe to our channel. Your support means everything. It allows us to continue sharing these stories with you. Thank you for listening today, my friends. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, every great person started with small steps, just like Benjamin Franklin.